Hi students, welcome to VerandaRace. And today's session will be a very special one because we are going to discuss very special questions. And the questions are of different variety, different type of questions are there. So let us start the session without much ado. Long time no see. It has been a gap of like 2 or 3 days maybe. So let's start the session with some idioms and phrases. So this session will be very special because we are doing something new. We have started the session with idioms and phrases. So let me start the session. Let me see how many of you are online. Okay, let me see. Yeah. While ramping up corrective efforts, the CM must weigh the advice proffered on hiring additional medical and paramedical workers. Okay, 5 people are online. Great to know that. Okay. While ramping up, so this is the idiom that has been highlighted. This is the idiom that has been highlighted. While ramping up corrective efforts, the CM must weigh the advice proffered on hiring additional medical and paramedical workers. So, what's the meaning of ramping up? See, the sentence itself says that corrective efforts were ramped up. So, up shows that there is an increase or upliftment of something. So, let us see the option which is there. Yeah, this is an option. Assume a threatening stance. Okay, the sentence's sense as well as the idiom itself means that to increase the effort involved in the process. While increasing the effort involved in the process of corrective efforts, the CM must weigh the advice proffered on hiring additional medical and paramedical workers. So C is the answer. C is the answer. Okay. Fine, students. Is there any disturbance? Please give me a signal that if you feel it's a disturbance, we can do something about it. Okay, students. So we have answered the first question as ramping up means to increase the effort involved in a process. So already we can see in the question that the government is taking corrective efforts. So the CM must weigh the advice. Weigh means evaluate, measure the advice proffered on. Proffered means given or prescribed. Fine. Moving ahead to the next question. Please don't leave the session, I'm telling you, because it's going to be a very wonderful session, let me tell you, because I have also included preposition fillers. I have also included some error spotting questions. I have also included some close test questions. So if you leave, you'll lose something very important. Okay. So ever since vigilance teams of the Food and Supply Department seized trucks carrying wheat from many states and unearthed means exposed the scam last week, the vigil on the trucks that are coming to the state has been stepped up. Stepped up is again means something that has increased. So to undergo an increase, this is the correct meaning of step up. To undergo an increase. So this is the answer. The vigil means what? The vigilance means what? Vigilance means the increase, the watchfulness, the raptness. Vigilance. The vigil means the raptness or alertness. So the answer will be to undergo an increase. Okay. Moving ahead to the next question, students. Next question is: all the parties have chalked out their booth management strategies for the polling. So what is the meaning of chalked out? Chalked out 100% means planned something. It also means to explain something to someone. That also means chalked out. Or to illustrate something, often a plan or a concept. So all of the above will be the correct answer. Okay, students? Fine. This is very bad. Some people are leaving the session because you cannot wait for some further questions. See, idioms and phrases is boring, I know, because you don't know. If you don't know the answer, you seem to reject the questions. But when you move ahead, we'll have further questions of close test, prepositions, and error spotting. Okay, moving ahead. The minister's temple visit during the election period did not catch the election commissioner's eyes. Catching the eye of someone it means to get noticed by someone, to be noticed by someone. So it means that the minister's temple visit during the election period did not get noticed by the caste election commissioner. So this will be the answer. Okay, caste election commissioner, right? Next question. If the exam results are out, I'll be rapped on the knuckles. Okay, what's a knuckle? Knuckle is like a point where the finger is attached to the hand or the leg. The fingers of the feet, fingers of the hands are attached to the hand or the feet is known as the knuckles. So what's the meaning of rapped on the knuckles? It means criticized by someone. So if the exam results are out, I will be criticized by many people or someone in this sense actually. Vishnu Prasad Shetty, finally somebody has started answering. This is so strange. Okay, the answer will be criticized by someone. Great. Moving ahead to the next set of questions, closed test. There are 8 blanks in this closed test. Let's answer the questions. While my worldview about journalism has not changed, it is rather difficult to talk about the dash of the profession when its professionals are paying and dash high price for doing their job. So, while my worldview about journalism has not changed, it is rather difficult to talk about the dash of the profession. So, my worldview about journalism has not changed. It is rather difficult to talk about the it can be a positive word, it can be a negative word, depending upon what the sentence says later on. So while my worldview about journalism has not changed, it is rather difficult to talk about the either it should be virtues or it should be the threats. These two can be the probable answers. So let us not answer this question. Risk can also be the answer. So these 3 can be the answer depending on the meaning of the paragraph. Okay, courage and valor are irrelevant option. Moving on to the next question, we'll come back to question number 1. So while my worldview about journalism has not changed, it is rather difficult to talk about the dash of the profession when its professionals are paying. And see, this is a negative sentence because professionals are paying high price. High price means what? High price means a very costly affair in the sense that they lose a lot of things. Paying high price for something means losing a lot of things. So paying an unusually high price because it's written an is followed by a vowel sounding word. So all other words are consonant sounding, only unusually is vowel sounding word. So if somebody is paying a high price for something, it means in closed test number 1 it should be virtues because it's a contradictory statement. You understand that? It's a contradictory statement. So while my worldview about journalism has not changed, it's rather difficult to talk about the virtues of the profession when its professionals are paying an unusually high price for doing their job. I think you're getting my point. So something which is for which the professionals are paying high price, it's very difficult to talk about the virtues of that particular thing. Okay. Now let's move to the question number 3. I could not really dash with the dash that was directed at the sections of the Indian press for pointing out the failure of the government in controlling and dash people from the ongoing second wave of pandemic in the country. See, let's answer closed test number 5. 5 means controlling and dash. So, I could not really dash the dash with the dash that was directed at sections of the Indian press. So 4 should be a negative word. Venom or vitriol. Vitriol would be the correct answer. Venom is like simply poison. But vitriol means something that is very sarcastic, very caustic, very biting, caustic. So 4 should be vitriol. Third we have answered or not? Yeah. Third is like I could not really come to terms with the vitriol. I could not bring about means to make a change, to bring about a change. Get back to is coming back to something. Come through is doesn't make a real sense over here. So I could not really come to terms with the vitriol that was directed at the sections of vitriol means kind of poison, which is very sarcastic statement known as vitriol. Venom is poison. Other words you know already the meaning of them. So I could not really come to terms with me. I could not accept or take it together with me. So I could not come to terms with the vitriol that was directed at the sections of the Indian press for pointing out the failure of the government in controlling and dash people. What should be the option number 5? Controlling and for the failure of the government in controlling and dash people from the ongoing second wave. So protecting should be the correct answer. So protecting from the pandemic in the country, that would be the correct answer. Clear? I had to stop many times before I could finish dash a short statement. Finish reading. I had to stop many times before I could finish reading a short statement by the network of women in media, which dashed the loss of, which mourned the loss of, because loss is mourned. When you mourn the loss of something, it means you are sad about that thing. Next, apart from the anger and the grief in the statement, I also noticed that fear was an dash emotion that ran through it. So it is like an, so it should be word starting with inescapable. This is the correct answer. Clear? Moving ahead to some preposition question. Now you will enjoy the session a lot. I'm sure you'll love the session because now we're going to do preposition questions. At dusk, the intruder emerged dash behind the bushes. So emerge is followed by from. Emerged from behind the bushes. Okay, at dusk the intruder emerged from behind the bushes. Emerging from behind something means coming from, if you are hiding somewhere and you are coming out of that thing, is known as emerging from behind the thing. Although it is an exaggerated statement, it does not detract dash the truth. Detract means going away from, deviating from the truth. So detracts from the truth. Although it is an exaggerated statement, it does not detract from the truth. So you have got it. Detract means deviate from, detract from. Clear? The players remonstrated dash the umpire dash his partiality. Remonstrated means protested, and remonstrated is followed by with. Please understand this, very good question it is. The players remonstrated means protested against or remonstrated with the umpire for his partiality. Okay. Next, learn to grapple with the problems of life. Grapple with means to brush up with or to fight with, brush with or fight with the problems of life. So learn to grapple with the problems of life. Moving ahead, this fellow is good for nothing. Very easy question. He is always distrustful of the prejudicial motives of his partners. The attitude of fanatics is always prejudicial against other religions. So who is a fanatic? Fanatic is someone who believes in his own ideas. He believes that whatever religion he is following is the ultimate one, and all other religions are false or fallacies or fallacious. So this is like the attitude of the fanatics is always prejudicial against other religion. He is always distrustful of the prejudicial motives of his partners. Okay, 7 number. The attitude of the fanatic. 8 number. The way she uses cosmetics is offensive to good taste. Offensive to good taste means it doesn't mean he tasted the cosmetics. It means good taste means choice, or being tasteful means liking or disliking something. So the way she uses cosmetics is offensive to good taste. The competitive exam should never be allowed to coincide with university examinations. At the fag end of his life, he was bereft of wealth and income. Let me tell you what is bereft of. Bereft of means he was robbed of. Robbed of means he was left without that thing. So fag end of life means at the end of his life, almost when he was about to get old, he was robbed of, or he was bereft of all the wealth and income. Fine? Wealth and home. Next 1 to 10. Extremism is detrimental to the progress of the country. Detrimental to means what? Detrimental to means harmful for or pernicious to. So extremism is detrimental to health, detrimental to progress of a country. Detrimental to means harmful for. Okay. The minister has decided to sue the newspaper for libellous writing. What is libellous writing? Libellous writing means if you write in order to cause defamation to someone. If you write for causing defamation to someone or causing loss of image or prestige for someone, that's known as libellous writing. Okay. You have no right to trespass against the law of the land. Against the law of the land. You have no right to trespass. Trespass means violate. violate the law of the land, trespass against the law of the land. Okay, the government has decided to impose enhanced excise duty. Impose is followed by on luxury goods, on luxury goods. Okay, Aurangzeb divested Shah Jahan with royal powers. Aurangzeb divested Shah Jahan with royal powers. Divested Shah Jahan means gave him royal powers. Okay, he is a cosmopolitan and tolerant to the religious views of others. Tolerant to means he accepts and tolerates the bears with the religious views of others. Okay, your behavior is indifferent, a behavior of indifference. Indifference means what? Indifference means non-challenge, means not caring about anyone. So your behavior of indifference. What is congratulations? Mr. M. Prakash Aero, you are saying Sona Sona congratulations. Okay. Okay. So your behavior of indifference smacks of jealousy. Smacks of jealousy means shows that there's a jealousy inside him. You basically, that's what it says. M. Prakash, I'm not able to get why you're saying congratulations. No problem. Nowadays, the majority of students are not amenable to discipline. Amenable to discipline means they do not follow discipline. They do not follow discipline. Okay. The DM has consented to preside over the function. Presiding over the function means he is the president of the function. Okay. President of the function. The rich are always susceptible to flattery. Susceptible to flattery. Susceptible to flattery means they like flattery a lot. They like to get buttered up. Okay. So this is how we completed 20 questions of prepositions. Now we shall move to the error spotting 5 questions, and then we'll end the session. I know it's too much to ask for all to be a part of this session for half an hour. That's why I've reduced the session's length to about 20 minutes so that all of you can participate. Let's do solve some questions. In 2018, the RBI did send a circular to banks. Did send. See, did is not followed by send. It's followed by send. Let's remove all this and write sent only, not did send. In 2018, the RBI sent. Did plus send is the correct structure. Or let us remove did and write in 2018, the RBI sent a circular to banks directing them to not to provide services for those trading in cryptocurrencies. So A will be the correct answer. Means there's an error in A. Okay. Excise duty over luxury goods. Which question you're talking about? Shri Gavinder, I'm not getting. Let me check. Is this the previous question? Shri Gavinder, what's your question? It's not clear. Please tell me. We must keep off selfish people because they tend to exploit us fully and then leave us in the lurk. We must keep from would be the correct answer. Keep from. Keep from. So when you keep from people, you stay away from people. You keep off objects, like keep off the thorny bushes, keep off the wires which are supplied with electricity that way. So we must keep from selfish people. Sri Gavinder, I could not understand your question. If you could please elaborate on that, please. Okay. Okay. So, in fixed income, if a borrower is willing to offer you a huge rate premium over safe instruments, it is usually a warning sign that they are more likely to delay, okay, so it should be more likely to delay. They are more likely to delay or default on repayment. So, D has an error. Let's check once again. I think there's one more error in this. In fixed income, if a borrower is willing to offer you, usually a sign that it should be he is, right? Because we're talking about one borrower. He is more likely to delay or default on repayment. So there should error in C and D both. C and last slide preposition. Let me check. The rich are always susceptible to flattery. Luxury goods, I didn't get you. Maybe let me